sad, but I only have one thing to say. We are truly living in the greatest timeline. Thank God for America. Thank God for the people. Thank God for my family. Take a look at this Venezuela ship getting absolutely obliterated. Truly, in a firework of wholesomeness, 11 cartel narco terrorists trying to bring drugs into our glorious nation. Obliterated. Wiped out. In possibly one of the greatest visuals I have ever seen. Now you're probably thinking, Nux, why are you so happy about 11 people dying? And I'll tell you the truth. It's for a very simple reason. It's because the left took the side of the fucking terrorists. I'm literally not even shitting you. This literally happened, okay? They literally took the sides of the terrorists. You are not ready for the video we are about to see. The first comment. They killed 11 people on a boat. Just said it was because of drugs. Does that justify it? Yeah, it does, you. Look at this absolute degenerate cesspool pile of suckers. Drug trafficking is a crime, not an act of war. Traffickers must be arrested, not executed, which the US forces illegally did. All I can say is I hope Trump is using actual evidence that these are actual drug traffickers and gang members. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they're all crying. They're all literally, they're coming, they're shitting, they're crying, they're pissing themselves. How? Leave the narco-terrorists alone! Motherfucker, the biggest cause of death in America over the last year was fucking fentanyl, and that shit doesn't grow in America. It's being imported by drug traffickers that are trying to poison our people. They were warned to stop. They didn't stop. They fucked around, and well, I would say they found out, but they're no longer here. So they didn't actually find out, but all their homies found out, is what I'm trying to say. And it's kind of tough. It's rough. It's not easy. It's not easy for it to be one of their homies, but I'll be real. I actually don't fucking care. Fuck these people. I don't give a shit. Cry for people that matter. Leftists trying to, associate with anyone that's not a terrorist. Level impossible. Look at this. 219,000 likes. 25 million views because of some fucking retarded asshole. How dare you illegally execute? They're just some wholesome narco-terrorists. Why would you leave the innocent narco-terrorists alone? I don't care. I don't care. Literally don't care. Cry about something else. They're trying to kill Americans for profit. Fuck them. Unfathomably based. Trump registered them as a terrorist organization. Based as fuck. It's time to fucking fuck the cartels. That's right. You heard it here first, folks. Let them unlatch their jaws and accept the cum of the American people. Not in a different way. Matt Walsh says, counterpoint, kill the foreign drug traffickers who bring poison into our country. Kill them all. You seem like you're getting progressively unwell. Because I want narco-terrorists to be killed? Interesting. No, this is based as fuck. Look, man, we are paying an unfathomable amount of money to the military every single year. Why? If not to kill the narco-terrorists that are trying to poison our people, literally why? I don't know, man. This is fucking crazy. This is absolute insanity that we're dealing with this when hundreds of thousands of Americans died to fentanyl and other shit. So, in my opinion, Stephen Crowder says, if you're bitching about Trump blowing up Venezuelan narco-terrorists, but have nothing to say about Venezuelan gangbangers taking over American cities, flooding our streets with illicit drugs, may I suggest that you're a total moron? Treasonous might be more appropriate. It's literally Trump bad to such an insane degree. Trump bad all the way to the fucking moon. All the way to the moon. Trump bad to the point that they're actually supporting the fucking narco-terrorists. And this meme is just cinema. Leave the drug traffickers alone, says the Democrat blade warrior over here. Classic Democrat ninja is offended by the fact that we're killing narco-terrorists. Now, remember, they don't want you to deport narco-terrorists. Bro, I'm saying this right now, and I mean this 100% seriously. So take what I say with not just a grain of salt, but absorb this. The Democrats cried more tears over 11 narco-terrorists getting killed on a drug boat coming to the United States than they did for 17 children that got shot by a trans freak this week in a Catholic church. All of these motherfuckers that are making believe that are crying and shitting themselves over these terrorists getting blown up, all of them said, but praying doesn't help. They were literally praying when they got killed by the trans guy. So if you are crying for the narco-terrorists more than crying for the Christian kids that were massacred in the church, you are the cancer in this country. And it's very, very obvious that that is the case.
Holy shit. Fence just dropped the tweet of all time.
So, Trump was actually asked about this in the Oval Office, and I wanted to see what he had to say.
Venezuela, can you give us a sense of what the U.S. policy or what you're trying to achieve with the aircraft carriers, or the boats, I should say, in near Venezuela, and also the boat that you mentioned yesterday where 11 people were killed? What was found on that boat, and why were the men killed instead of taken into
On the boat, you had massive amounts of drugs. We have tapes of them speaking. It was massive amounts of drugs coming into our country to kill a lot of people.
He's right.
And, everybody fully understands that. In fact, you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat, and they were.
By the way, you literally see the bags of drugs on the boat. Oh no, maybe it was flour, guys. Maybe it was just flour.
Hit. Obviously, they won't be doing it again, and I think a lot of
that's
other
right,
people
baby.
won't be doing.
A bit of a warning for y'all, motherfuckers. Don't you dare kill our people, you fucking shits.
It again when they watch that tape. They're going to say, let's not do this. We have to protect our country, and we're going to. Venezuela's been a very bad actor. They've been, as you know, they've been sending millions of people into our country, many of them Tren de Aragua, some of the worst gangs, some of the worst people anywhere in the world in terms of gangs. And we had some in Washington, D.C. We took care of them very quickly, but they're out of here. They've gone. But Venezuela's been very bad, both in terms of drugs and sending some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world into our country. They emptied out, you don't know this, but they emptied out their prisons in Venezuela, and they emptied them out into the United States of America. And that's part of the problem we have. We're getting them out. We're getting them out rapidly. But it's
deport! Dude, I wish that I had, like, you know those fucking easy buttons with, like, just deport on it. I would be slamming that shit all day. These motherfuckers are illegal in our land. Get them the shit out of here. Deport!
Caused a tremendous problem. And Pete and all of the people that are working very hard to rectify.
That's why they named the store Home Deport. True story.
The stupidity of the Biden administration, allowing these people to pour into our country with open borders. We are paying a big price as a country for the incompetence of the Biden administration.
He's right.
But think of it, opened up prisons, drug dealers, drug lords, everything coming out of Venezuela. They said, and we said, we're not going to put up with it anymore.
Based! Dude, we literally have a president that's not just a gigantic throbbing vagina. It feels so refreshing, doesn't it? Does it not feel just fucking refreshing as shit? Oh my lord.
Venezuela's been one of the worst actors in the whole group, and we have a group of pretty bad actors.
Are you wanting?
Yeah, and then the media starts yelling and screaming, "No, leave my favorite narco-terrorists alone!" So fucking mad. Every average Democrat warrior. So that's the shit that we're dealing with on a daily basis, and it's fucking tragic. It really, really is. Bro, we are dealing with this garbage. We absolutely are dealing with this absolute bro, what are we fucking doing here? This is really what you're doing. So the Libs are immediately taking accountability. And they are on team terrorist once again. Find me every single time there's a, Trump versus terrorist. The libtards take the sides of the fucking terrorists. Every time. Doesn't matter if it's Tren de Aragua or Hamas, but wherever the fuck they are, there will be a retarded liberal motherfucker literally defending them and taking their side. So let's see what the reaction to this was.
On the boat, you had massive amounts of drugs. We have tapes of them speaking. It was massive amounts of drugs coming into our country to kill a lot of people, and everybody fully understands that. In fact, you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat, and they were hit. Obviously, they won't be doing it again, and I think a lot of other people won't be doing it again when they watch that tape. They're going to say, let's not do this. We have to protect our country, and we're going to.
That's right.
Venezuela's been a very bad actor. They've been, as you know, they've been sending millions of people into our country, many of them Tren de Aragua, some of the worst gangs, some of the worst people anywhere in the world in terms of gangs.
On the Venezuela.
So I fully support stopping them. They weren't going to stop unless they actually got some of their shit kicked in. And you know that that's the reality of the situation, because nothing will ever dissuade them from doing this if you just say don't do it. Every time you say don't do it and you don't actually enforce anything, they're just going to leave. Like they're just going to leave the conversation and do it more. Like, that's what you deal with every time. That's why we have a golden rule. You don't negotiate with terrorists. You teach them that they can't fucking do this, because if they do, they will get fucking obliterated. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Listen, and it's every, like, terrorist organization needs to be dealt with this way. Every single one. You fucking kill them. All right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this seems inhumane. But, you know, I was taught by a very, very wise person. If they try to kill you, you kill them first. You know who taught me that? God. It's in the fucking Bible. So I don't want to hear any of this bullshit, all right? These people are all retarded. Every single person that's on Team Terrorist is a retard.
Vessel strike. What legal authority were you guys working under, and will there be an after report on the strike?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be an after report. I mean, the legal authority, and I want to talk about these kids, is that there are people who are bringing, literal terrorists, who are bringing deadly drugs into our country. Right. And the President of the United States ran on a promise of stopping this poison.
Dude, they had, like, you have to understand the situation. There were 4,000 Marines. 4,000 Marines stationed all around. Not even exaggerating. 4,000 Marines literally stationed around Venezuela. Okay? They said, don't you dare fucking send drugs or we're gonna bomb you. They bombed them when they sent drugs. Literally, fuck you. Like, why am I supposed to feel bad about this?
From coming into our country. Another question?
Boy.
Right,
so we got to talk about a move from the Trump administration that has leftists currently freaking out, right? They're freaking out, thinking that we're about to go to war with Venezuela.
These people are all retarded.
Because President Trump has flexed on dictator Maduro by blowing up what they claim was a boat containing narco-terrorists trying to smuggle drugs into the United States of America. Now, I really want to talk about this story because this is fascinating.
It really is.
That is currently involved in this story between the United States of America, Venezuela, and Colombia, right? These countries are all involved with this current conflict, and that is what the American media is not covering, right? So I'm going to tell you guys.
Yeah, the American media has been so embarrassing. It's literally just all Trump bad, and they somehow turned this shit into the most disingenuous shit pile of all time. Like, look at how they actually cover this story. It's humiliating, honestly. Like, as an American, it's absolutely humiliating.
Officials in Washington sending several U.S. warships to the southern Caribbean. And now there are growing questions about what it's all for. In Venezuela's capital, leader Nicolás Maduro putting his military on display, accusing the United States of preparing an invasion. Coloniza Venezuela. Maduro saying the U.S.
They literally sound exactly like what the actual fucking leftist grifters are saying. Like, you realize that, right? Like, you realize that they literally sound exactly like the leftist grifters. Trump is gonna invade and take over our country and take over our city. Motherfucker, Trump doesn't want to take over Venezuela. Are you fucking retarded? He would love Venezuela to stay exactly where it is and put all of our retards in Venezuela. But he doesn't actually want Venezuela, okay? And everyone knows that. He wants to stop the fucking terrorists and the drugs.
U.S. wants to colonize Venezuela, to break it into pieces and steal its riches.
Yeah.
That rhetoric in response to a major development from the Pentagon, mobilizing U.S. Navy warships and thousands of personnel off Venezuela's coast. The goal, according to the U.S., is to confront the drug cartels operating in...
Doesn't that make sense? How does this not make sense? If when Venezuela has sent millions of people into our country, millions, illegally, all right, and have flooded our country with drugs, Trump is not supposed to send something to stop that? What the fuck? Are you retarded?
The region.
The president is prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into our country and to bring those responsible to justice.
The Trump administration doubling the reward for Maduro's arrest to $50 million, accusing him of being the head of the Cartel de los Soles, responsible for trafficking fentanyl-laced cocaine into the U.S., an allegation Maduro has denied. The White House also designating that cartel an international terrorist organization. That accusation echoed by Ecuador, Paraguay, Argentina, and other countries, adding to the pressure inside Venezuela.
Good.
After widespread claims that Maduro ignored last year's election results and clung to power. All of that comes after Venezuela's political crisis and economic collapse caused what may be the largest mass migration in the Americas in recent history. Nearly 8 million people forced to leave that country, many coming here to the U.S.
illegally. With all due respect, I do feel bad for people in Venezuela that are under this fucking dictator type government. All right, I feel bad for them. However, that doesn't mean you can invade our country illegally. Every single elephant. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So, I think that, and Rubio apparently just talked about this also. Rubio's been he's been cooking. Rubio's been on fire the entire time. So, all right.
The president is going to be on offense against drug cartels and drug trafficking.
Yeah, I can't hear shit.
It destabilizes not just the country, but...
Yeah, sorry, can't hear shit. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, fuck these guys. They invaded our country. They're flooding our country with drugs. Literally, fuck them. I'm sorry. We don't need to play ball with this shit. Why? Literally, why? We should let them kill our people for no reason? Get out of here. Miss me with that fucking bullshit. This suicidal empathy has been so boring. It's boring.
What's actually going on here, why this is happening. And it's not because we're about to actually go to war with Venezuela.
No, obviously not.
But we do want regime change, right? We want Maduro out of there. And we're trying to do whatever we can to basically force regime change to happen, right? And that's really what this is about. And we're going to talk about it because, again, leftists are freaking out about this. Take a look.
That action right there is a declaration of war. And you...
Fucking stopping a terrorist ship from entering our country is not a declaration of war. These people are so retarded.
Do not have to be an expert on international waters. I'm just going
to... You literally need to be an expert. If you think that this is war, you're retarded.
Let you know that is illegal. That boat, that vessel...
It's also illegal to fucking traffic drugs into our country. What are we doing? You need bird hands lady over here to explain to us the legalities of war? Thank you, bird hands.
I'm just going to let you know that is illegal. That boat, that vessel was not near or on U.S. shore. There is no...
There were fucking terrorists bringing drugs into our country. I don't care. Do not care. Stop bringing drugs and illegals into our nation. Literally. Holy shit.
Single global police force when it comes to international waters. So if a vessel or a boat is in the middle of international waters and they're not actually on your shore or on your water, you cannot singularly police that vessel. And the United States.
If another country is like shooting a ballistic missile at you, are you only allowed to stop that missile once it reaches your shores? Like, are you allowed? Like, could you stop the missile over international waters? Bro, these people are fucking coming to kill us. They're coming to kill us. It is that simple.
States just
TikTok expert over here gonna explain to you the reality of the situation. It's a fucking terrorist organization designated as such. They were coming to us. You fucking kill them. Based.
A Venezuelan vessel. And do you all know who Venezuela's allies are? China, Russia, Iran, Cuba. And let's be very clear.
Oh, all the bad guys. Love that.
It isn't about any illegalities that they're bringing to the United States or about any gang.
No, it's not. It's not about the drugs. It's not about the gangs.
Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the entirety of the globe.
Oh, there it is. Bird hands coming in. That's what I'm talking about. These people are retarded. Yeah. Trump bombed the fucking narco-terrorist ship to steal the oil from Venezuela. Are you retarded? First of all, you think Russia could deal with us? Russia's not starting a war with the United States. Dude, America just bombed Iran. You're saying that they have all these allies, right? Russia and China and Venezuela and Iran. They're all allied. Cuba. They're all allies. Oh, no. Well, what did they do when we fucking fucked up Iran? What happened then? Are you stupid? Are you fucking retarded? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove to you in less than a minute that Donald Trump just admitted to an act that constitutes war crime and a murder.
Dude, these people are so annoying. Like, they're so retarded. Every single one of them. He just admitted to an... They're fucking terrorists! What are we doing? What happened to Americans? Americans used to be based, and now we're this guy.
Here was what happened. The White House just posted this video of a fishing boat getting hit by a missile.
Fishing boat? Holy fuck! Dude, what are we doing?
By our military, okay? They claim it's because...
All right, let me explain. They're identified as a terrorist organization. They flooded our country with drugs and illegals. You fucking kill them. It's literally that easy.
They were transporting drugs in international waters to the United States. Number one, transporting drugs, being a drug dealer, is not a capital offense. It
oh my fucking god, dude. But being a terrorist makes
you a criminal.
Why is he just casually skipping the whole terrorist aspect of this?
You're entitled to due process, notice of the charges.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Houthis are bombing civilians every single day, but we should get them all fucking attorneys because maybe they would be found innocent by attorneys. Dude, these people, I smell the soy from here. These people are fucking retarded. They hate Trump so much they will support terrorists.
Trial, an appeal, all of those things. We've always treated drug dealers as criminals. It doesn't make you a narco-terrorist or terrorist.
Well, it does if you're part of a terrorist organization, which they were. But what are we doing?
Using a label doesn't change the fundamental fact of what they are.
Now this one right here.
What does that mean, label? Mr. Label over here doesn't want you to be racist to the terrorist. Oh my God.
Feels like a shoot first, ask questions later moment. So Trump just announced a military strike on a ship leaving Venezuela. Says that it was carrying drugs. Says that 11 people are dead. But nobody's been able to confirm if the ship actually had drugs.
Who the fuck is nobody? You in your apartment playing Counter-Strike?
So U.S. forces hit a vessel in the Southern Caribbean. Trump says that it belonged to the Trinidad de Aragua gang. Marco Rubio went on X, calling it a lethal strike, and then Trump jumped on Truth Social bragging about the operation, basically saying that it should serve as a notice to anyone thinking of bringing drugs into the U.S.
Makes sense.
Meanwhile, Nicolas Maduro is...
Can I tell you? Oh, no.
Furious.
Oh, no! Oh, no! A dictator cartel boss in Argentina's angry that we stopped one of their fucking cartel ships. Dude, are you fucking retarded? Oh no! We angered the guy that poured drugs into our country, killing millions of Americans? Oh, well, gee willikers, that means it fucking worked, didn't it, retard?
He's ordering troop deployments to the coast and to the Colombian border.
Good! Let him keep his fucking troops on the Colombian border. I don't give a shit.
Even calling on Venezuelans to join militias. And neighbor.
Good! Let them have a militia state. I don't give a fuck. I don't want their terrorists entering our country.
Leaders in Mexico and Colombia, well, they're warning that this could escalate fast.
Gave us a little bit of a briefing, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from.
Good.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we took it out, and you'll get to see that after this.
Lesbians coming from Venezuela.
So first of all, zero evidence there were actually drugs on the boat.
Yeah, everyone needs evidence now. Everyone needs evidence. We have an entire secret security that's like doing this type of shit. But now we have fucking YouTube commentator retard out here being like, I need proof personally. Me personally, I need proof personally for me. Like, what are we doing? What is fucking happening? First of all, there were giant bags on the fucking boat. Come on, dude. That's one. And two, no one is denying that it was a drug boat. No one. Even Maduro. From fucking I keep saying Argentina, and I love Argentina. The Argentina people are awesome. Milei's goated. But from Venezuela, even the Venezuelans don't deny it. No one denied it. Not a single person denied it. What are we fucking doing?
Point number one. Point number two is, even if there were drugs on the boat, the answer to that is not immediate execution.
Why not? They're terrorists coming to kill our people. Why are these people all so gay?
No due process. We're judge, jury.
No due process? Holy fuck. We gave them due process. We gave them due process when we designated them as a terrorist organization. That was the due process. Literally. What are we doing here? We did due process, and it was decided that Tren de Aragua would be a terrorist organization. That's the due process. Now, if you're part of Tren de Aragua, fuck you, die. You're killing our people. They don't care. They literally don't care.
An executioner, and
so much empathy for all the terrorists, but everyone that voted for Trump, Nazi, kill them.
We're just gonna assassinate you on the water for allegedly having drugs. Now, by the way, this boat was...
It wasn't allegedly having drugs. If it was some random Venezuelan guy smoking pot on the street corner, I don't think we would have drone striked him. It was the fact that they were a terrorist trying to bring drugs to our fucking country.
It was a fucking...
Nice earring, by the way.
Dinghy, y'all. This shit, even if it had drugs, it didn't have enough cocaine for a bachelor party. I'm not kidding.
How do you know what was on that boat? You know what was on that fucking boat? Dog, what are you talking about? You know how many people you can kill with fentanyl in the size of the bag like that? Like, dude, I don't know, man. Everyone has family members that have drug problems, okay? It's just so frustrating watching retards go out there and literally fighting their heart out for the terrorists.
So you see, now you heard that, okay? Leftists are very upset about the fact that President Trump is using our Navy to execute narco-terrorists, okay?
Good.
Who are trying to smuggle...
Honestly, it's good that we killed them. It's even better that you see that the libtards are mad.
Drugs into this country, okay? I've said this before, and I'll say it again before I get into this, because I actually said this like months ago, and maybe it's a point where maybe I need to be more careful in terms of the things I say on my channel, because I don't know. I said, well, I think Venezuela refusing to keep their leaders.
That's right. Who include
Preach,
King!
Smuggling drugs in this country. I think that's an act of war, right?
He's literally correct! Dude, they fucking invaded our country! They invaded our country! Yes! You kill the terrorists! I don't know why, like, all of a sudden this is controversial. Every leftoid and their grandmother developed empathy now, and they want to let all the terrorists live. You are so fucking retarded!
Hey, I think the damage that they've done to the United States of America, which, you know, I could argue, I can make a good argument that Venezuela has done more damage to this country, right? When you talk about drug smuggle into this country, like you talk about the effect on the American people.
I agree, 100%.
All those things, right? I think they've done more damage to this country than probably Iraq, Afghanistan.
He's not wrong.
Syria, you know what I'm saying? Like,
not wrong.
Countries that we have actually invaded, right? Toppled or, you know, been involved with, okay, militarily.
Well, I mean, you know, whatever. It depends how you, whatever you consider. But yes, he's not wrong. This was a direct threat. I don't know why people are crashing out like this.
I'm just saying that, you know,
The boats were door dashing fresh coffee.
I don't think we're actually going to get into a war with Venezuela, but if we did, I think it would be more just.
Dude, we're not getting. Do you know why we're not getting into a war with Venezuela? Because we would fucking obliterate them. Okay, like you have to understand, we have the strongest military in the world. No one wants to start a war with us because they're gonna get fucking smushed, brother. No one's starting a war with us. Are you insane? Are you crazy? Like, what are we doing?
Than past wars. That doesn't mean I support a war with Venezuela.
There's not going to be a war.
I've actually said this before, which is that I think that Venezuela.
Bro, dude, do you remember how the Mossad struck every individual leader in all of Iran in one day during the war between Israel and Iran? You don't think America could do that with every fucking official in all of Venezuela? Are you retarded? Are you insane? They will lose every important person in their country in a day. There will be no war. And they know that, and they're not starting it. So Trump is bombing one of their fucking narco-terrorist ships so that these guys will be like, maybe we shouldn't be sending infinite Venezuelans into your country.
They're engaged in what I would consider to be an act of war, considering the problems they've caused for this country. When you talk about problems that actually affect the American people, right? So with that being said, again, I just want to be clear. I do not support an outright war with Venezuela. And I don't think it's going to be a war. Point.
It's not getting there. It's not going to happen.
Again, this is much deeper than what the mainstream liberal media and even Fox is telling people, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Dude, wait. I'm sorry. I have to say this. This is important. To every libtard watching this video and made it to this far, first, let me say I have nothing but respect for you for making it to here. That's first. Second of all, the cartels, they killed George Floyd, bro. George Floyd is dead. Because of the cartels. All right, you fucking burnt our cities to the ground over that motherfucker. Okay, and the fucking cartels killed that guy. Okay, like, all right, every single one of these fucking riots that happened, all right, in America happened because of the cartels. All right, you burned our stores and our cities because the cartels killed George Floyd. That's right, you heard it here. No lies detected. Fuck you.
Will you act on Venezuelan soil against the Maduro regime?
This is a counter-drug operation. We're going to take on wherever they're operating against the interests of the United States.
Good.
The president's top obligation is to secure the national interest and the national security of our people. I know of no president that means that more than this one. Our president now, President Trump.
That's right, baby.
So what do you know about this, Congressman? 11 alleged narco-terrorists were killed in that strike this week. You're leading a task force to combat Mexican drug cartels, right?
That's correct. Well, I lead the work on the cartel issue. Yes, whether there's a task force is another question. But look, this is President Trump doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
That's right.
It's a massive escalation. I'll say that.
It is.
I've never seen a case where we've actually targeted a drug running boat. Usually we try to interdict them. But you know, interdiction is costly, it's expensive, it's extremely difficult.
True.
And I think this is a very welcome escalation. It's in international waters, so I find it ironic that the Maduro regime is calling this some kind of active war, while also claiming that he has nothing to do with drug running operations.
Honestly, that is such a good fucking point. He's so right.
In the car.
He's so right. Like, if you're claiming that taking out narco-terrorists is an act of war, you're kind of implying that you are a narco-terrorist nation, okay? You should just wipe your hands and like, okay, oh, my brother, you killed some fucking assholes in the water. I had nothing to do with me. But they didn't do that. If they say that it's an act of war, then you're essentially admitting that you are run by a fucking cartel.
Cartels. I'm sorry, but both things cannot be true at once.
Yeah,
he's right. He's literally right.
This is really.
I'll be real. Dan Crenshaw fucking cooked there.
A show of strength, right, towards
Absolutely.
Maduro, because obviously drugs coming into our country is a problem, right? But there's also other issues with Venezuela. Like, for example, they are a major oil-producing country on our side of the globe, and their leadership doesn't want to play ball, right? And it would be much
Also
better,
true.
okay? If the leadership in that country was aligned with the U.S. rather than what we currently have right now. I'm just telling you guys what the rationale is. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. I'm giving it to you straight in regards to what's actually happening here, okay? So yes, drugs are a problem, but also, again, there are other things too, okay? But basically what the United States is trying to do, they put a $50 million bounty on Maduro's head. And the reason why is because they want to incentivize somebody.
They would love to incentivize some sort of regime change to happen in Venezuela itself without putting American soldiers on the ground. We would love it if they fucking overthrew Maduro themselves and played ball with us. Absolutely.
From within the military, okay, one of the top generals to essentially stage a coup against Maduro, right? That's what they want. That is what the bounty is for. And that attack.
It's the same with Iran, right? The actual Iranian government is a dictatorial regime. They fucking, execute women in public for showing their hair, right? And everyone wants the Iranian regime to be toppled. We just don't want war. We don't want our soldiers on the ground there. We would love it if the people rose up and did that shit,
Off the coast is a reminder to these top generals that, hey, we're lurking, right? We're just off the coast, okay? Do you want to risk your country being invaded because you want to continue to support this guy, right? A guy who the Trump administration alleges is in bed with the drug cartels, Tren de Aragua, and there's also another cartel too, called the Cartel of the Suns, right? Which is a cartel that operates in Venezuela, okay? And this is where it gets tricky, right? This is where it gets messy because, again, the Trump administration has accused the Venezuelan president and some of his top generals of working with these cartels, but also the Colombian president, okay, Gustavo Petro, who is a socialist, right? He's a socialist, lunatics. He's also being accused of cooperating with the Venezuelan government when it comes to their deployment of 15,000 troops to the Colombian border because they believe that a full-scale invasion by the United States is imminent, right? So they're basically saying that, hey, we think the United States is going to invade, and we're moving our troops to the border. The Colombian president is aware of this, right? And he's cooperating as well, even though Colombia, they have not moved their troops to the border with Venezuela. But essentially, this accusation has led to anger, okay, in Washington, D.C., again, particularly amongst Hispanic Republicans like Carlos Jimenez from Florida, who basically confronted the Colombian president on X about whether or not what the minister of Venezuela says is true, right? Are you actually cooperating with the Venezuelan government on this?
I mean, it's important to know, right? That's a fact that we need to know.
And if so, by extension, then you can say that, hey, he's probably cooperating with the cartels as well, too. Now, the president of Colombia has essentially denied this, right? He's claiming that he doesn't know that the Cartel of the Suns even exists, okay?
Yeah, my asshole. My fucking asshole, dude.
Because, again, we need Colombia's cooperation in order to take down Maduro, right? And if Colombia or the president of Colombia is in cahoots with Maduro, then that undermines what we're trying to do in Venezuela, right? So I'm just trying to piece all of this together so everybody kind of understands the politics at play here, okay? Do I think that we're actually going to invade Venezuela? No.
No, it's not happening. Look, man, it's not happening because they're going to fucking get obliterated. So it's not going to happen.
What we're doing is that we're essentially trying to choke the country enough, okay, in certain ways. Like, for example, when it comes to oil, when it comes to military, right? We're trying to pressure them in certain ways in order to get what we want, which is...
Dude, You bomb enough of their ships and they'll realize that it's not worth fucking with America anymore. It's literally that simple. If they fucking overturn their regime, that would be wonderful. That would be literally amazing. If they don't, well, then they're not gonna fuck with us if we keep bombing their shit.
Or Maduro to be overthrown, okay? Now, again, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. I'm just telling you what I think is happening, right? What they're actually trying to do. I don't think there's actually going to be a war, right? I don't think that they're actually trying to do that. I think, again, this is the same thing you saw with Iran and how President Trump conducts foreign policy, right? When
you think Iran wants to declare war on America? That's not fucking happening, dude. Dude. Let me put this into perspective, okay? Let me put this into perspective. Iran couldn't beat Israel. They got absolutely fucking humiliated by Israel in less than 2 weeks. You think they're gonna fight America? Are you fucking retarded? Are you actually retarded? Well, this is an ant fighting a tiger, motherfucker. This is not happening. Well, and Iran is more powerful than Venezuela. You really think that they even have a prayer of a war? It's not happening, dude. It's not happening.
To countries that, hey, we want different leadership, right? Because leadership aligning with us would be better for this country. Hey, there's certain ways of
and dude, the fact that everyone is like hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby, exactly. Dude, another thing that I think is really important to note, all right? This is really important to note. So pay attention. Pay attention to what you're about to hear. Pay attention, because this is going to shake you to your core. Obama dropped 26,000 illegal bombs without congressional approval. He killed 3 civilians for every terrorist he killed. 3-to-1 was the ratio. For the record, Israel in Gaza, okay? In Gaza is 2-to-1, to be clear. Obama's ratio of killing people is worse than Israel's in Gaza. Trump killed 11 terrorists, and everyone is losing their fucking mind. Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? All right. So why are we fucking playing this game? These Democrats really think anyone gives a shit
about trying to do that without necessarily having a full-scale war. In Iran, we saw that we basically dropped bombs on their nuclear facilities. In Venezuela, you're saying that we're basically blowing up terrorist narco boats.
Good.
Right? Letting the Venezuelan president know that, hey, the military is at your doorstep, right? And that who knows what could happen, right? But if you F around, then you're going to find out. Now, again, the U.S. public would not be able to stomach a war, right? So, again, I don't think it's going to happen. Nicolas Maduro, again, for him to be upset about this would essentially be him telling on himself and admitting that, yeah, he is connected to the drug cartels, which is what the Trump administration already believes.
Yep.
Hence the $50 million bounty, right? The whole point of the bounty is to incentivize one of these top generals within his government who also are being accused of profiting from cartel activity as well, too. But anyways, the whole point is to incentivize one of these individuals to overthrow Maduro and to have somebody running the country that aligns with U.S. policy. That's what I think is happening, okay? That's just me giving you the honest-to-God truth.
Yeah.
So that's
he's right.
So remember, the charge from the Trump administration is that Maduro absolutely is in cahoots with the cartels, with Tren de Aragua. So for him to be crying foul on this is sort of him showing his hand. But it's a welcome escalation for the simple reason that it's a deterrence measure. It's one thing to be caught; it's another thing to think that if you embark on this, with a ton of cocaine in your boat headed towards the United States, and fentanyl laced with that cocaine, perhaps poisoning Americans, you might not just get captured, but also you might have a missile on your head.
Well, I mean, the president is not backing down. He's cracking down across the board. He's also vowing to keep cracking down.
Yeah, dude, looks like a fishing boat, right, guys? Look at the fishing boat, everybody.
Crime across the country. He confirmed yesterday that he will deploy the National Guard troops to Chicago soon. He said he didn't give a date, but we're going in. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is pushing back. He claims there's no crime emergency in Chicago.
So you seen that, you heard that. There you have it, right? There you have it. I'm just saying, ultimately today, I do think that it's important to send a message to the cartels that, hey, if you try to traffic drugs into our country, that there will be fatal consequences, right? So I agree with that approach. I just think that people who believe that this is going to escalate into a full-scale war, I think they're wrong.
True.
But I do understand why people would be concerned about it. But it is also important.
I don't think they're concerned. No one's concerned about it. It's a lie. Dude, no one's actually concerned. It's all virtue signaling. It's all a lie. Literally all of it.
People understand that what's happening here, again, is not just about the cartels. I mean, it is about drug trafficking, but at the same time, it's also about the fact that, hey, we want this guy out of here, right? We want him out. And if one of you generals want to get rich, go ahead and stage this coup against
That's
this guy,
right,
Go
baby.
ahead and depose
You
this guy
do the
for
dirty
us,
work.
so we don't have to invade the country, right? Because that's not what we really want to do. Again, they want it to happen from within, and that's what you're witnessing. What you're witnessing is a pressure campaign on the Venezuelan government, right? That's what's happening. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective.
I'll link him in the description, of course. Yeah, I love his videos. He does such a good job. But no, also, I completely agree with him. I think he's completely right. No one wants a war, and there's not going to be a war because they would get fucking obliterated and humiliated. Also, killing terrorists is based, and don't let the emotional empath retards clutch their vaginas and tell you about how it's actually a crime to kill narco-terrorists. If the libtards cared about Americans half as much as they cared about terrorists, we would have a much better country right now. So definitely subscribe. We will make fun of more retards in the next video, and stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.